How's it going, you guys? It is a couple days after Christmas now, and we're finishing up some of the projects around the house. Brent is finishing up painting on the siding over here. It looks so much better. I'm glad that he got that done. Let me show you guys how it looks. It was a little bit more work than we thought it was going to be, but it looks so much better now. It actually looks exactly the same, but with nicer, newer siding on it. So let me show you guys that. So you guys can see we still have to put the door that goes here, which is kind of weird that it goes right here. We were kind of wishing that it was like down there, but then we realized like water would go down the stairs when it rained and like flood the basement, so that's why they put it up top. That's okay. And the neighbor's rooster is going off. But siding is all done. It is very wet. He just got the trim put on, and it looks a million times better here. This piece wasn't even attached down here, and so it's nice that it actually goes all the way down to where it's supposed to go. We do have to dig out most of this because it's a little bit high right here, and so we'll dig that out, and then we're gonna come and we're gonna replace siding on this side. I'm not exactly sure how high we'll go. We'll probably end up just going the whole way because these boards that we bought are very, very smooth. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, you can see we still have to do little bits of touch up here, but these are very smooth, and then these are very textured. So you can't really tell at a distance, but when we do this side, we'll just do the entire thing and replace all the siding, and same thing around, kind of around the whole property. We would like to get all new siding just to get it taken care of. And this isn't the original siding to the house, but it'll make it so that way we can fix things like the vent right there. It needs to be moved over because right now it comes out of the dryer all weird, but this has to get shoveled out because this is a really high, and so the water like kind of drains towards the house. So that'll be another project. I think Brent's just gonna work on that himself. It's looking good. It's really nice to get some of these things checked off of our list that we've had on the list for a really long time. But while he's gonna finish up that, I am going to harvest the last of the Dusty Miller that we have right there. Also, we did get a new gorilla cart for Christmas. This thing is so huge. It's one of the bigger ones that they have, and it is massive. And then I also got this flower tool belt, which I'm really excited about. I'm gonna use this today, first time using it. My mother-in-law got us this and the gorilla cart for Christmas. And so we're gonna harvest Dusty Miller, and I'm gonna throw on my new flower harvesting belt, which is perfect because I can throw my phone in here and my clippers and pruners and little things like that, and doesn't make it so I don't lose them. I'm gonna be able to keep my Falcos in here and my Corona snips. So let's harvest the Dusty Miller. Actually, before we harvest that, let me give you guys an update really quick on the wreath that we made because it has dried and it is so pretty. Look at this little belt. This is perfect. I've got my Falcos in here and my curved snips from Corona. They fit in here perfectly. My phone can go right in here, and then places for like a pen and pencil right in there. This thing is going to be so handy and make it so I don't lose anything in the garden, because I'm really good at taking my like Coronas and my Falcos and I'll cut something and then I set it down on the ground and then I just walk away and completely lose them. So this gives me no excuse anymore to lose them, and then this I'll just hang by the back door. And then you guys saw me make this wreath and it dried so beautifully. I'm gonna take it over to the other Dusty Miller so you guys can get like a comparison of the color, because it really doesn't change color at all. The only thing is like the traditional one kind of curls up just a little bit. You can see there is the traditional, and then this is the new look. And then on here, this is the new look Dusty Miller, and then these are the traditional ones. I think it dried really pretty. There's a couple little privet seeds that are left on here, but for the most part I think it's really pretty. I might come in, you can see how loose some of the wire is. That's how much it shrinks. So I'm gonna have to come in and kind of tighten it up just a smidge. I'll just come in and kind of like twist some of these to get it a little bit tighter. I have a whole bunch of other Dusty Miller that I have drying inside the laundry room, and I would like to just harvest the rest of this because this patch isn't gonna stay here. I do need this patch gone. I was just waiting for this to get more mature. I want all of this to be back to lawn, which you guys can see it's actually doing a really well job. The willow tree is losing all of its leaves right now, but I want this section to be lawn because there's still landscape fabric tucked in right there. So as soon as I get rid of all of this, then this will all be back to lawn and give me a like fresh start for the plan for next year, which will be taking out all of this concrete over the next couple years and, you know, doing the whole landscape design that I have in my brain for the vision for this space. Got everything harvested that I want to save from the Dusty Miller bed. There's still what looks like a lot down in there, but a lot of this is just the ones that I ripped off. So you can see it's like dead leaves or things that had like bug damage or that just didn't look good. So these are all the bits and pieces here that I just tore off of everything. And then bits and pieces that I'm not going to keep. Like this was one stem and it looks good here, but then it's got the flowers, and if I cut it off here, it just kind of looks weird. It looks like a cut off piece of Dusty Miller. And then I could, you know, come through and fiddle all day long and save these little teeny tiny branches, but I'm not going to. So the rest of this is just going to go into the compost bin. I realize like a lot of you guys don't have your yard waste, or your trash company doesn't do like yard waste, recycle, and garbage. So in California, we separate into 3 bins. So if it doesn't go into our compost bin that we have over here, then it goes into our compost trash bin, which is just green waste materials. And then our yard waste company, they end up sorting all of it and they go through all of it to compost it. So this is all going to go into the compost bin, and which we have 2 of them because we fill up so much compost here. I have it separated into 3 piles, and then this is one plant right here, and it's like I haven't cut on this one. This one stayed the tiniest. All of them got massive except for this one. And I think what I'm going to try to do is dig this out and transplant it. I don't know if I'm going to do that today or not, but either way, I've got 3 piles. So I'm going to bring this pile in, and I'm just going to make a simple winter flower arrangement. These are all the like little teeny tiny spindly pieces. Like there's not much on there, just basically like little picks or things that kind of looked a little bit weird. You can see like there's some of the fuzz on here that's rubbed off, and just a few other little things. Like this one has a little bit of browning around the edges. So these are going to be the pile that I'm going to keep. I'm going to turn this into a flower arrangement with the new look and the traditional Dusty Miller. I think a giant vase or a big round vase full of those would be really pretty. And then I have the 2 other varieties. So I've got a whole bunch of the traditional and then a whole bunch of the new look over there. So I have 2 options with this. I'm kind of leaning towards one option that I wasn't really thinking about. I think I'm gonna message one of the flower companies that we have in our area and see if they want to take these. That way they get to use them and enjoy them and give them to other people to use in flower arrangements. I thought that they would be really pretty in flower arrangements, and if they don't want them, then I'm just gonna hang them and dry them. So I'm gonna shoot them a message really quick and see if they want those. If you're wanting to dry your Dusty Miller, which this is all dried Dusty Miller right here, it's really, really simple. All you do is gather up a whole bunch of your stems together. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is about 15 stems right here. Some of them being much larger and some of them being very small. So 15 of them. So it's, you know, about that big of a bunch. I probably wouldn't go much bigger than that, just because you want to make sure that it is getting some pretty decent airflow. That way the ones in the middle do also dry and don't start to decay or cause like issues with fungus. And you're just gonna tie some jute string around them, and then we just hung them in our laundry room on a wall. They actually hung like this, so you can see this side right here is a little bit flat. But if you hang them from like a ceiling in a garage or a shed, somewhere that stays a little bit warmer, they'll dry a little bit faster. You don't want them anywhere that's cold or cool. or damp at all, because then that just is going to produce kinds of problems for you. So we dry them in a nice dry area. And let me pull this one out. This is one of the traditional varieties. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like after you give it a little shake and now that it's dry. You can see it kind of comes to life a little bit more. I mean, anything dried, you know, kind of like puckers up a little bit, and it doesn't lose any of its color. I mean, you see the comparison. Fresh, dried, it's basically the exact same color. And then the new look, I really like it when it's fresh. I don't like it so much when it's dry. You can hear the like leatheriness of the leaves now. They're very dry, very crispy, but they're still really pretty to work with. The leaves are just really heavy, so they do kind of flop a little bit. But these are the Dusty Millers that are dry. And I mean, from an overview, I think they're really pretty, but always fresh is always better. This is a little bit of a bittersweet moment for me. I have all of this Dusty Miller here, and you guys know we just harvested the last of it. And I'm going to make one last flower arrangement for the season. A little bit weird. I thought that I was just holding on to this patch because I wanted to harvest it, not realizing that this was going to be the last flower arrangement that I do from the cut flower garden. So a little bit of a bittersweet moment, and I'm going to try to take in every minute of this chapter coming to a close. This just shows that this is the end of the growing season for me, and this is the end of the flower field, which I hadn't really put two and two together. I was pretty excited for the flower field to start to come to an end, not really realizing how much work and time and energy had even gone into this. And so now here I am. The last of the Dusty Miller. It's coming to an end and chapter closes. It's a very weird feeling. I didn't think that I would be emotional about this, but here I am, feeling very emotional over this chapter closing and me doing the last flower arrangement. It was so much fun to get to do this, and it has felt like such a privilege to be able to grow this many flowers and to be able to grow them and harvest them for this long. I know it's not something that everyone gets to do, and the fact that I was able to spend this much time and energy and money on this project, and I thoroughly enjoyed every single moment of it. So it feels a little more sad than I thought it was going to be to have this come to an end. I learned so many valuable lessons, and while I would love to do this again, you guys know that I want a ton of acreage. I want property. I want to be able to grow flowers, and I want to be able to do this on any scale that I choose to do this on. That is not in the cards at this moment for us. And I don't think I'll be growing flowers on the scale that I grew them on this year, next year. So there's just kind of come the realization that this is going to be it for a while. It's a little bit sad. But it's exciting, you know. I did learn a lot, and I appreciate everything that I learned this year in the garden. Lots and lots of lessons were learned in gardening this year. And I had fun doing it. And this is it. The last flower arrangement, not only of the year, but the last flower arrangement from the flower field that I worked on and spent hours and hours preparing for. The amount of time spent on this was a lot. A lot of energy, some tears, and a lot of time I just spent just strolling through the flower field, just trying to enjoy it. One last touch. These are chokeberries, and they're so beautiful. I just thought that this needed a tad bit of vibrance. I've enjoyed staring at these every time I come out here, so why not incorporate some of these beautiful branches? Well, thank you guys for coming along with me. Thank you guys for doing this whole journey with me of the flower fields and hanging out with me this year. You guys have meant so much to me, more than I could even say. So that is going to be it for this video, you guys. A little bit emotional at the end, but still exciting nonetheless. I'm gonna take these inside and enjoy them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.